On Wednesday, we went behind the scenes to find out more about what goes into making the rose blankets and the hard work behind setting up the awards room. We talked with Sonia Bickford of Sherwood, Oregon, who 27 years ago got into a craft she never thought would take off the way that it did. Bickford makes the rose blankets for youth nationals, Canadian nationals, and U.S. nationals all by hand. She even makes them for other shows including the Morgan Grand National, the World Cup, and Scottsdale.
My name is Sonia Bickford, and my husband and I have horses, and we live just outside of Portland, Oregon, in a little town called Sherwood. It's been a long time ago. We used to go to a lot of the National Show Horse District shows, and we decided that they needed something a little special. So we went off to see what we could find and ended up at Kmart buying patio furniture webbing and silk flowers and a glue gun, and put together some garlands for one of the district shows, and then got into made up some rose blankets. Just figured it out and made them up for them. And Terry Holmes came to the National Show Horse Finals that year and saw them and won one and took them home, and Bob Boggs saw them and said, "We need these for the Arab Nationals," and sponsored the original ones, I think 27 years ago, the original stallion mare gelding halter classes, which is where we started, and then worked into working to get sponsors for all of them. Well, I make them in kind of a production line, but probably starting from scratch, it probably takes an hour for each one. I work continuously on garlands and stuff, and I work 7 days a week, and a lot of days way more than 12 hours. Between the three nationals, that's running close to 600 anymore. Because between U.S. and Canada, that's over 400, and then there's 100 and whatever, 60 some at youth, plus people order duplicates and special things like for the show. I've done some special award things for AHA and things. My order for next year for red roses, for that size of red roses, is 30 cases of over 1,000 roses per case. So, and they just the manufacturing plants just don't make those kinds of numbers. I mean, I have to special order these anyway, but they don't make those kinds of runs on some of the other colors. Yeah. It makes the shows better, I think. It just makes it an extra special little touch that makes winning a little more special.
We also spoke with Laura Kunico, who is the awards room manager at this year's show. We learned about the hard work that goes into organizing the awards and making the awards room look clean and spotless.
My name is Laura Kunico, and I am the awards room manager. And I am working with two other young ladies, plus several volunteers that are helping out. Because it takes a lot of people to put this together. This is actually my second year as the awards room manager for Sport Horse. I have worked the awards room for youth nationals and for U.S. nationals probably for the last 5 years. I retired a few years back and started working with the Arabians probably in 2001, 2002. And I just got totally involved with it, especially when we bought one in 2003. So it was our first horse. I also work quarter horse shows, pinto shows. We have local shows that I work state fair. So I'm kind of all around. I worked Appaloosas at my hometown. I work them all. I love horses. I love the Arabians best, but I do love all horses. This year, I was pretty impressed because we came in on Sunday evening and, Saturday evening, and then Sunday, Monday afternoon, we had everything set. We had all the trophies out, all the ribbons out, all the garlands up. So these girls did a great job, and we had several people from the commissioners and from some local volunteers come in and give us a hand. So that really helped it go a lot faster. I believe it's 128 trophies, and we have probably another 20 special awards that we have, including 7 perpetuals, which means that our exhibitors are eligible for these trophies. They get one to take home, and then the other one is like a traveling trophy, and we take it to each one of the shows, but their name is engraved on it. Well, ideally, you have to have an idea, a pretty good or close idea of the number of trophies that you're going to have to set up, because it also depends on the size of the tables and the size of the area that you have to work with. You don't want to cram them in so that you can't really get to them, but you want to have them on display, and it's pretty traditional for the Arabian Horse Association to have a pretty good size display of ribbons and trophies. We have a lot of compliments, especially from people from overseas, from over here, saying they have great shows, but they don't have awards rooms like this. So it's really special. We have on occasion classes that are not filled at all, and so those trophies are sent back to the company that makes them, and we will recycle them because we don't want to get rid of them. So what happens is that the little plate that's on the front will be re-engraved for the following year, and we'll use them for the next class there. Ribbons, sometimes they're donated, other times we just take them back and they could be recycled. Ribbons are reset from Corky and Bill, and we just pull the first one out, put a new title and year on it. You know, it's a lot of hard work, but when you realize that the end result brings people over here with big smiles and happiness and a sense of accomplishment, it makes it all worth it. I don't think there's anybody who has worked in this room that hasn't enjoyed it, because I know what's going to happen once we get it all put together. And the compliments that from all of the exhibitors, the families, the friends, people from outside who happen to come by and say, hey, we heard your show was in town and we wanted to swing by, and wow, this is impressive. The people that work with these shows and put them together are some of the best people I've ever worked with. Everybody helps everybody. The communities really come together when we're in their towns for our shows. And I think it's one of the best things we can do for our kids, our youth. Get them involved, help them understand the importance of responsibility, compassion, and taking care of a larger animal that allows us to do these things to them, and they still love us and they still perform. Whether it's in the backyard, on a ditch bank, or in the horse arena, we love it. You know what, it's a fabulous show. I've been doing the national shows for 17 years. And I've been through quite a few of the different elements of putting a show together. And it's wonderful when you have young people coming in. They get to see the background and what it takes to put a show together. And I think it gives them a greater appreciation of it. I have started out in this area behind the scenes and then got into the show ring. And I have a healthier respect for what is going on at the gate, with the stewards, in the show office. It just helps you understand a little bit more about what's happening in the show as a whole. So I think it's great. Come on out here, take a look, get involved.
Make new friends and catch up with old ones at Open Barn Night, starting on Thursday at 7 p.m. Be sure and bring a favorite dish to share with other sport horse competitors and spectators. See you in the barns!